So welcome everybody to the first virtual chamber lunch and learn with the Geneseo Chamber of Commerce for 2021. It's been a little while since we've done one of these. Our virtual lunch and learn events were very popular last year, not only for customers to learn more about a business or for fellow business owners to learn about a fellow business that maybe they can work together, network, and have a mutual benefit from that relationship, but also just a great way to kind of promote businesses and to kind of tell the story of Geneseo. It was a great way to keep us connected when we were shut down last year. And so we're happy to bring this back in 2021. The virtual lunch and learn efforts by the Geneseo Chamber are made possible this year thanks to the generosity of State Farm. I know Bethany's here, and we got one of the a grant for State Farm to help us out with the educational programming that the Geneseo Chamber provides to our membership. So I know Bethany's on the call. Thank you again, Bethany, and to everyone at State Farm for your generosity for the grant to help us continue this wonderful effort. So today we are going to introduce to you NOSH. NOSH is a new natural, organic, specialty, and healthful food store, NOSH Good Mood Food. NOSH is located on South Oakwood Avenue next to Gary's Deli in the old Photographic Arts building. So if you drive on Oakwood, you'll see NOSH right there. All you have to do is just pull over and go in and check it out. But we have Tina Hernandez with us today. She's the owner of NOSH. She's a new business owner in Geneseo. So it's my privilege to welcome Tina not only to the business community in Geneseo, but also to the virtual lunch and learn. And at this time, I'll yield to Tina to host the program. Welcome, Tina.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And can I just get can you see my screen? Are we good there?
Yep, looks good.
All right. So thank you all for welcoming NOSH to the chamber and allowing me a few minutes today to hopefully take you on this journey of NOSH and answer any questions that you may have. I'm going to do my best to admit people and while I'm talking. So first of all, who am I? I am a local girl, kind of. I grew up in Prophetstown. I moved away. I went to WIU and then I moved away to South Carolina for a few years and ended up in California for about 20. And I have a marketing background. And while I was in California, I spent 12 years as a marketing manager at a credit union and another 7 at an association of YMCAs as the marketing director. And I also am a previous franchisee. So while retail is something that's new to me and retail food is very new, I have a background. I owned a Subway in my 20s in South Carolina, and then in California, my husband and I, for about 5 years, owned a franchise called Robex, which they're not this far east, but they're fruit smoothies and supplements and wheatgrass shots and fresh squeezed juice. So I learned a lot about business with both of those opportunities. And then my journey continued. So just a little bit more about me, the woes of the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet. As a young adult, I was a self-professed coupon queen. I challenged myself to save as much money as I could on food. And I would go to double coupon days and clip every coupon I could. And what that resulted in was eating copious amounts of really cheap food. And you've heard garbage in, garbage out. So couple that with a high stress job and owning a business at the same time. I had 4 kids, I still do. I have 4 kids and California traffic. And I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is a autoimmune disorder. And that started a new journey for me of lifestyle changes. I began to read and learn everything I could about this and other autoimmune disorders. I started seeing an integrative specialist. My physician told me I had hyperthyroidism and gave me a prescription. And I needed a little bit more than that. So that's why I started seeing the integrative specialist. And living and eating clean and managing stress, I knew at that time would be a very long process. Changing everything that you do basically is it's a challenge. So I began with a food elimination diet to identify sensitivities that I had to foods. I was on a regimen of supplements that basically changed every 4 to 6 weeks as things started to improve. I changed my water, and lifestyle changes like walking, yoga, meditation, and things were going well. But when I would vacation and come back to Prophetstown, it was always a struggle because I didn't have all of the foods that I needed here. But in 2019, we started thinking of moving back to the area, and we came to Prophetstown a couple of times that summer. And there was, for a short period of time, there was a small store in Prophetstown that had natural foods, organic foods, sugar-free, gluten-free, the things that I would look for. And I just thought it was genius to put a little tiny store, because I shopped at Whole Foods, but to put that at the access of people that need it just as much, but they have to order it online or travel to wherever, Iowa City or the Quad Cities or Chicago, to get these foods. I just thought it was genius. So a light bulb went off, and I started thinking about how cool that would be to own that kind of a store. And our doors began to open, thanks to God, and we decided to relocate. We ended up in Geneseo after visiting the high school here on one of those visits in 2019. And the proximity to the Quad Cities for my husband to get a job if he needed to, travel anywhere. Everything was we just loved Geneseo and the small town, but everything that it has to offer was wonderful. So we ended up here, but my food struggles continued, and I was ordering from Amazon. I was going to the Quad Cities. And at that time, I decided to pull that idea back out for a little grocery store. And that was in about July of last year. June of last year, we started looking, maybe toying with the idea of starting a retail store. So location came just out of nowhere here on Oakwood, and we just loved this location when we saw it and immediately started planning. I started planting the seed with a couple of friends, and if anyone knows Jen Johnson and Stephanie Stevenson, they helped me so much by starting to plant the seed on social media and spread the word that we might be doing this. So I started a Facebook page and just asked the questions of, if we started the store, what would you want to see in it? And from there, NOSH opened in December. So December 7th, we opened. And NOSH means natural, organic, specialty, and healthful, as Zach mentioned. And the word nosh also means to snack or to eat enthusiastically. So it really worked for us, and because eating enthusiastically doesn't have to be hard just because you're eating healthy. So we began to stock the shelves. The store front was ready in about mid-November, and we had a list of foods that we were going to be stocking the shelves with. So we focused on organic, plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, egg-free diets like keto and paleo, and really serve a niche market. And all of the foods, I read the ingredients before I order them and try to make sure that they're free of additives, preservatives, chemicals, toxins, colorings, high fructose corn syrup. Now, admittedly, a few things have snuck into the store that I read the label later and I'm like, oh, how did I do that? But those we'll do away with eventually. But that's really our goal, is to make sure that we read the labels and get as high quality food as possible in here. And we also carry specialty foods. So our store isn't trying to compete with the other like Fairway or other stores in town. We want to provide something that is really specialty. And So we have a small list of specialty foods as well that you can't get in town. So we have alternatives for baking, snacking, quick lunches, drinks, and desserts. And we do carry supplements that undergo a stringent testing standards for quality and purity. We carry CBD, have about 3 organic CBD suppliers. One of those is local. One of those is on recommendation from one of our customers and has proved to be a really high quality product. And then this summer, we have this coming summer, we will have produce locally sourced from our relationship with Kenwood Farm. They are in between Hoop Hole and Provincetown. We currently carry their eggs and chicken and a few potatoes left, but that's all the produce we have. So late spring, early summer, we're looking forward to having some amazing produce from Kenwood. And we want to continue to meet the needs of the community. So one thing that actually yesterday someone walked in and said, wow, I can't believe this place is so big, because it's rather unassuming from the outside, but it is a really large space. We've got over 1,000 square feet of retail. I know, right? And we started the store with just over 500 products, and as of yesterday we are just shy of 1,000. So we continue to add products based on feedback from what we hear people need. I'm also asking what we see a lot of, and there are just such diverse needs. I had someone come in a couple weeks ago and said, I think I'm the only vegan in Geneseo. And I said, actually, there's a lot of you. So he was very surprised. And we do carry vegan options. So but we have, I have conversations with people about their diabetes, celiac, weight loss, high cholesterol, eczema, joint pain, food allergies, food sensitivities, migraines. And then you've got people that just want to eat whole, natural, healthy foods. And our goal is to provide all of that, or as much as we can, without skimping on taste and quality. So I do believe, and based on the feedback that we've gotten, that we have some really amazing foods in stock. And because it's a small town, we will continue to let that offering ebb and flow and be what the people need it to be, as well as keep things fresh. So if we've got, 6 or 8 frozen items, we might change those out every couple of weeks just so people don't get bored. And we also have curbside pickup. So one thing that allows, of course, it allows people the convenience of shopping online and we bring it to your car, but it also allows you to see what we have, just about all of the products other than produce and chicken, things that we have to weigh. Those are not online, but everything else is online for the most part. And you can get in there and see the ingredients and other information on those products. We're currently categorizing our website. So eventually you'll be able to just click on gluten-free, for instance, and see specifically what we offer for specialty diets. So that's a process that we are working on now. And this is just my take is that food is medicine, and many of our ailments have become so commonplace these days that I don't believe we think of them often as foodborne. So I encourage people to focus on preventing disease and get to the root cause of any issues. Anyone that's interested in feeling better, eating cleaner, remember it's a process. Like I mentioned, it's hard to change your food, your drinks, your cleaning products, bath and body, and take all the supplements you need all at once. So for me, I'm still on that journey, even though I had my diagnosis a few years ago. With support and access to the right items, you can do it. I could do it. So I know everybody could do it. I was a sugaraholic. And so if I can do it, I know other people can do it as well. I encourage people to read labels and get to know the food that they're eating. And remember that food is fun. It's an adventure, and eat enthusiastically. So, Zach had sent me a few questions that people had asked him. So I wanted to answer these before I open it up for other questions. So I hope that I answered that first one of what NOSH is and what our services are. We are a healthy market, trying to cater to specialty diet needs as well as people who just want to eat clean. What kind of fresh food options do you carry or will you carry? So we currently carry fresh eggs, fresh pasture raised chickens, but they are frozen. We have a few potatoes.
Yeah,
and
come here.
as I mentioned, in late spring, we'll have a wide variety of vegetables. I would hope that down the road we could offer more grab and go, like salads, maybe wraps, something like that, that are healthy alternatives to fast food. But to get to that point, I will need to partner with the local kitchen because we don't have a kitchen here on site. And
Cody, come on. Guys, do not those from making grilled cheese.
Oh, can you mute your mic, please? Are we able to shop in the store? I heard it was online only. So absolutely, we have people come in. I have new faces that come in every week and they check things out. And we fortunately have a good number of regulars that come in every single week, if not twice a week, for their groceries. So we have the convenience of online, but definitely are a storefront here, ready to serve everyone. Are there any diabetic friendly options? So absolutely, we have organic oats, quick and steel cut. We have brown rice, quinoa, plenty of sugar alternatives like erythritol, monk fruit, stevia. We have cinnamon, magnesium, products with lion's mane, green tea. So a lot of those things that we try to help meet the needs there of our diabetic customers. And as far as special orders, absolutely, that is how we have stocked probably half of what we have in here is by asking people, what are you looking for that we don't have? And there's been a few things that I can't source. They're either not through our vendors, or there's been a couple things that I just can't get at a price that I could, compete with, the online market. So those things we haven't carried, but for the most part, we have been able to find, I think, 70 to 80% of the pages and pages of items that people have asked for. And I have several customers that come in and say, hey, I really like those tamales or that sparkling water. Can I get a case of it? So we do offer cases as well with a discount. So I think, yep, that is pretty much all I was going to share. I do have an offer for you. So I have a coupon that expires on Saturday. It was in the advertiser and it's $5 off of $50 plus a reusable NOSH bag. But if you come in and tell me that you heard the chamber presentation, I will give you that without the coupon. So $5 off of $50 and a reusable NOSH bag until Saturday. So I just want to say thank you and open it up to any questions that I wasn't able to answer for you.
Yeah, thanks, Tina. That was a great presentation and to kind of go over everything. And I think this is the first for a coupon and an offer to be offered through one of our virtual lunch and learns. So definitely go in to NOSH and tell them that you saw this offer on the Chamber's virtual lunch and learn, and you can save a little bit of money. So thanks for that, Tina. And yeah, we'll open it up for any questions for Tina, anyone. You can ask or you can write it in the chat.
Hi, Tina. This is Bethany Winkleman. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you for doing this. I was really excited to hear when you opened because my oldest son has lots of food allergies. So he's got milk, egg, peanuts, cashews, pistachios, like, I mean, everything. And
right.
so Yes, so we've been, it's kind of hard for us, to be honest, to kind of get food for him. It was a lot of vegetables and fruits and things like that. But so for special order pieces, because he does have like a special waffle that he just loves, but we always have to go to the cities to get it. How long does it take normally to get those in if I were to email you what that is?
Right. If it's from our primary vendor, I place those orders on Wednesday and they come in on Saturday. I mean, Sunday. So I would have them the following Mondays. One thing that we've ran into is, I'm sure it's COVID, that there are so many items that they're just out of. So sometimes we do have to wait. I mean, things that you wouldn't think, like milk, cheese, that they're out of. So sometimes you run into a little bit of that. If it's, I do have a couple of other kind of, they're distributors of independent food companies. So if it's something really specialized, I go to those, and then I can shop like hundreds of companies and find that specific thing. Like I said earlier, there's a few things that we haven't been able to find, or they don't wholesale. So, but for the most part, I would say a week or two to answer the question.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Tina, we have a question in the chat. Do you carry any of the ancient wheat flours, not gluten-free, just not so hybridized?
We do not. So we have a lot of wheat alternatives. I've got, you know, the standard cassava and almond, coconut. We've got yam, beet, pumpkin, pecan, and a few others. We have buckwheat coming in soon, but I don't have any ancient wheat. I can put it down on our list and see what we can do. Alana, if you want to reach out to me directly, and then you can call the store or get on our Facebook page and message me. And that way I can, when I do find things that people have asked for, I reach back out to let them know that we got it.
Tina, how late are you open during the week?
Right now we're closing at 5. We tried 6 when we first opened, but it was kind of like tumbleweeds. So we, hopefully, you know, with the change of the weather, we can expand those hours a little bit.
Okay.
And if, you know, I've told people, if you don't get off work in time to get over here and you're like, I'm coming on Wednesday, I can stay for you. Just let me know in advance.
I need my goat cheese.
And you know what? That was one of the things we got shorted. We ran out of goat cheese. So I have goat cheese with like blueberry lemon. It's a log. But the regular goat cheese I got shorted on last week. So I tried to order it again this week, and hopefully it'll be in on Monday.
Okay.
All right, Tina, a question I had for you was, I was wondering if you could briefly kind of reflect on your experiences as a new business owner trying to open and establish a new business in 2020 during the pandemic. Obviously last year was very different, and we still saw that growth in Geneseo, which we love to see that here in Geneseo. And, you know, I think that NOSH is a great example of that resiliency that we see in Geneseo and by Geneseo business owners when faced with difficult circumstances. So I just wondering if you could kind of reflect on that briefly, just to kind of what was it like to open a business during the pandemic from your perspective?
I think a couple of things come to mind, first of all, and I don't think the pandemic has anything to do with it, but I think Geneseo has something to do with it, and Henry County is, I was kind of overwhelmed with the friendliness and the helpfulness when I started making phone calls. When I talked to Joe, when I talked to Jim Kelly, when I talked to a couple of the, you know, the electrician and the plumber and contractors around here, everyone was just so encouraging. And that was just amazing. We didn't do tons of construction, so I didn't run into any issues with any, like, oh, we're out of wood. So, I didn't run into any of that. And we have been so incredibly welcomed by the community that, and it could be because we offer something that people need. They need food. But we've been welcomed by so many people that the pandemic it really wasn't an issue for us. And things, like I said, I started thinking about this in June and we opened in December. And for me, not having experience with this kind of a business, that was, wow, and that was with even some like flooring delays. So I've just been really blessed, I think, to experience Geneseo and the welcoming nature of the businesses as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That's a great perspective, and it's we feel like at the chamber, this comeback out of COVID is going to be strong. So we're excited for that, and I think that NOSH is a great example of that comeback. So it's great to hear. Are there any other questions, either in the chat or from anyone who has joined us right now? If not, Tina, I would go ahead and yield to you for a final word. What's your contact information? Where is NOSH located? Phone number and all that.
Absolutely. So we are 804 South Oakwood. We're in the front of Gary's Deli, and our phone number is 309-945. I gotta look at my 8624. NOSH Good Mood Food at gmail.com. You can email us. We have Facebook and an Instagram. They're both at NOSH Geneseo, and our website is noshgeneseo.com. And all of our products are online at noshgeneseo.com. And curbside pickup is available there as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Tina Hernandez, she's the owner with NOSH Good Mood Food here in Geneseo. Tina, welcome to Geneseo. We're so happy for you. Welcome to the chamber world. And we look forward to working with you in the future. And I also wanted to do a quick plug for our virtual lunch and learns, is that if you have a business or something going on in Geneseo that you would like featured on one of our virtual lunch and learns, you can reach out to the Geneseo Chamber of Commerce at 309-944-2686. or shoot us an email with your idea at geneseo@geneseo.org. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Tina, for taking the time out of your day to do this virtual lunch and learn. We will post this video to the Chamber's social media platforms, YouTube, and all that. So keep an eye out for it and be sure to share it with people who might be interested. So with that, thank you so much.